Good Monday morning. Thanks for joining us here on 13 Sunrise. Certainly hope you had a great day here at 6 o'clock. It's a cold one. We have been warning you, and we're not even prepared for these temperatures in our studio this morning.
No, my feet are getting cold, and usually it's just my hands that are freezing, Chuck. But yes, if you do have to head out, I know it's a holiday, but a lot of you still have to get up and go in this morning. It is a weather impact alert day.
It is.
Yes. And even Chuck said he was cold this morning, even if he's not going to admit it
So
now.
hold your hand out here. So I was born in a sweat. Feel that.
That is very cold.
Ice cold. I mean, it is really chilly outside. In fact, ladies, to be serious about this is frostbite weather. Yeah. So if you don't cover your face, hands, head, you can get frostbite within 20 to 30 minutes. That's the kind of day we've got out there. Let's go live to Carmel this morning. It looks cold outside, and it is. That is the air temperature. 0 right now there in South Hamilton County, and it's even colder than that in some spots. Look at this. 3/4 of the United States. I'm talking about this. Al will be talking about this later on this morning on the Today Show. But these go as far south as Tampa, Florida. These cold weather alerts, and of course everything in between there, and that does include us. Now, we're expecting wind chills from 20 to 25 below in some spots this morning. So again, we're the warmest thing that you have. If you don't have to be outside for a long period of time, certainly don't. I know I've got to take my dog out when I get home. He's not going to want to walk in this either. But notice this snow blowing off to our north. That's lake effect snow around Grand Rapids. That stops at the Notre Dame campus and will not go down this far south. So let's focus on the cold, and it certainly is. 1 below 0 at the home of the Bulldogs in Brownsburg, in Zionsville, in Lebanon. 0 from Carmel to Noblesville, from Fishers to Pendleton, from Newcastle to Greenfield, and from Plainfield to Greencastle. We're at 1 whole degree here, but our wind chill now has dropped to 15 below 0 in Indianapolis. Zionsville, you Eagles are shivering. 17 below 0, that very brisk wind chill this morning. Now, as we go through the day, the air temperatures will continue to drop. It'll be 1 below 0 with maybe a 20 below 0 wind chill at 8 o'clock this morning with a high of 9. Cold wind chills tomorrow, too, with a high of only 6. And then it'll feel a lot warmer, believe me, by Wednesday afternoon at 20. But this is a really cold period, a weather impact alert day, and we'll have much more on all that in minutes. But traffic is, you've got to really be careful out there and put some gas in your car.
Such a good thing. In fact, yeah, we talked about the weather on us as humans, but the weather, this cold weather, has an impact on cars as well. This is a look out near Greenfield along the I-70 corridor where traffic might be going a little slower, and that's because the cold certainly does have an impact on our vehicles. First, the battery, more likely to die in cold weather because the chemical reaction is reducing its ability to hold charge. So that means if you do drive one of those EV vehicles, the range that it showed you might not be the range that actually happens on a day like today when it's this much colder. And also just a good idea to make sure you're checking your battery and you're replacing that every 3 years to stay ahead of it. Also, the engine runs a little sluggish because that cold weather will thicken the oil, the transmission fluid, your antifreeze, and that could cause things to run a little slower than it normally would. Also, check your tire pressure because this cold, dense air can cause tires to decrease in pressure and become underinflated. And then if you hit a pothole, that's just a bigger problem altogether. So a couple things to keep in mind as you hit the roadways over the next few days with this cold air here in central Indiana.
Then, Lindsay, thank you. And we also want to make sure you and maybe your friends or family that might need it, there are places for you to go and stay warm. The Washington Park Family Center is open right now as a warming center.
It'll stay open through Wednesday night at 8. This is located at 3130 East 30th Street, right near the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry. And the Shelby County Emergency Management Agency is also operating a warming shelter. They opened up last night around 6 and they'll stay open till 9 this morning. This is located in the Brinson building at the Shelby County Fairgrounds on Frank Street in Shelbyville. So that shelter will reopen overnight tonight at 6, and it'll be open for the next couple of days to help people stay warm there.
And you can also keep track of this Arctic air on our WTHR weather app. It gives you access to the interactive radar, also those weather blogs right now. You can also track any school closings or delays. It is a free download in the App Store.
Well, we've been following breaking news for a couple hours this morning and want to get you updated on the latest.
Right now, Metro Police are investigating the city's latest homicide on the west side. So here's what we know right now.
Police were called to an apartment complex. This is on Warman Avenue near West Washington Street. That's where investigators say there was some type of fight and then shots were fired. We know at least one person was killed in this shooting.
Right now, investigators are asking anyone who might have heard something to give detectives a call. They've also said that there are cameras in that area that they will be checking for evidence. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. Well, this morning, homicide detectives are also working to find out the cause of another fatal shooting, this one on the city's near northeast side. It happened early yesterday morning on Holloway Avenue near Ingram and Roosevelt. Police were called to shots fired in the area Saturday night. Early Sunday morning, they were called there again to the same location. That's when they got into the home and found a man shot. He had died at the scene. Our crews also saw family going to the scene, distraught, trying to figure out what was happening. Right now, police encourage anyone who has a conflict to try and find a way to resolve it.
Separate yourself from the person you're having trouble with. That will let you not have a chance to take actions that you're going to regret later.
No word to pass along on any suspects or arrests.
Well, this morning we are checking in for more information about that house fire on the south side that hurt 2 firefighters. This was Saturday night on Southern Springs Drive near Stop 11 and Arlington. So both firefighters were hurt when the kitchen ceiling fell in. One was taken to a local hospital, but we've learned they're expected to be okay. The other was checked out on the scene. They were told to be released then. We know that no one was seriously injured in this fire, though.
All the occupants got out safely, 3 adults, a child, and a dog. They got out safely. The house was pretty heavily damaged by fire.
Yeah, and IFD also says multiple propane tanks exploded in that home. So it took first responders more than 30 minutes to finally get it under control.
Well, this morning, police are also still searching for the gunman who killed a 14-year-old girl a week ago.
This is a shooting that has shaken the Indianapolis community. That's Deandra Clay Staples, who was shot and killed and then found at the Laurelwood apartment complex. This Saturday, her teammates and coaches got together to remember her.
Deandra was known as Moo Moo to her family and friends, and she danced with a group called the G3 Steppers. That group and their families honored her memory, the 14-year-old, with a balloon release and said prayers this weekend.
She was very joyful. She was hype. You know, she always had a smile on her face.
And we are still checking back in for updates in this case, but we've not heard any new information from police. Well, this morning, we're asking what led up to a deadly crash on the city's south side. This was early Saturday morning on Todd Road near Sherman Drive just before 3 that morning. Officers found a woman driving who had crashed into a tree. We learned that she died at the scene and no one else was hurt.
Well, it's 6:08. Today, you'll have the chance to visit an exhibit honoring the legacy of Dr. King right here in Indianapolis.
It actually opens up in just a few hours at MLK Park near 21st and Park Avenue. Matthew Foltz is at that exhibit this morning, giving us a look at that. Good morning, Matthew.
Julia and Jalea, this exhibit is truly one of a kind here in Indianapolis. It was actually the spot where Robert F. Kennedy delivered the news of Dr. King's assassination to a crowd here at MLK Park. And really, to tell us more about this exhibit is Gregory Porter, who is the board chair of this exhibit. And Gregory, kind of talk about, what does this really mean for the community here in Indianapolis?
For the last 50-plus years, this has been a big beacon within the Indianapolis community. Every year we come and we commemorate what has happened here about almost 59 years ago now. But every year we come, reenact. We have witnesses that were there that night that tell their own story. And we understand that this is hollow ground. for the city of Indianapolis and in this country, because where Robert Francis Kennedy did tell a crowd of individuals here in the neighborhood, deep in the neighborhood, about the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. This park, after that, has been the center of about 7 different neighborhoods, transitional kind of neighborhoods, and so this like 14-acre park area, but this area down here at the south end of it has been a very meaningful park for individuals to come and gather.
And you guys have been, in full swing for about a year now, having this exhibit open. Talk about what do you get out of this for folks who may have not come here and seen this yet? What do you really get when you come here?
This cultural center you're right, is about a year old now, and what it shows that what has happened in Indianapolis over a number of years, i.e., like African Americans, transitions of African Americans, the community taking that moment of history, and with that moment of history, have it a movement for Indianapolis and for this country. Because we also understand that this exhibit with Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert Francis Kennedy is a place with 2 men from 2 different walks of life who came together for a common good, for a common cause in regards to social justice. So when we look at all this, we plan it and just move it forward. It's a partnership, a loveship between individuals of those 2 gentlemen and their families.
Yeah. Well said, Gregory. We appreciate it. And again, the exhibit opens this morning at 10 o'clock and will run till 2. It is free to the public. It'll be located here at MLK Park, and we do have more information on our website at WTHR.com. Ladies.
All right, Matthew, thank you for that. Well, tonight Notre Dame takes on Ohio State in the national championship game. Dominic Miranda caught up with the Fighting Irish fans who are ready for a big win tonight. We have more on that from Atlanta at 6:45.